Our topic for this video is DNS enumeration. DNS stands for domain name system, or some people call it as domain name server. Okay, so what you will get inside the DNS settings, okay, what kind of information we get from here. So first we will get the host address in a record. Okay, A stands for IP address version 4. It could be a format for this kind of record. Okay, then we get the name server details. Okay, so I already told you about A records and name servers in one of the previous videos. Okay, so name server would be like ns1.xyz.com. Okay, this kind of thing. Then we will get MX. MX stands for mail exchange server. So we will get the details here. Okay, now mail exchange is like let's say info@fb.com, right? So this kind of emails, which means different emails but of the same company. Okay, so and also what kind of mail servers or services they are using for their company. We will find all these kind of informations under mail exchange. Okay, then we have AXFR. Okay, now it means asynchronous full transfer zone. Okay, so what's the use of this? See, suppose you have purchased a domain xyz.com, okay, but you don't know how to connect this domain to your hosting provider, right? You don't know the process. In that case, you have two options. Okay, the first one is give full access to the person, okay, so that they can help you out in this process of connecting your domain with the hosting provider. And the other way is to use their name servers in your domain's DNS settings. Okay, like this. Just get this information from your hosting provider and put it inside DNS settings under name servers. Okay, and then once you complete this process, now your hosting provider have an option to perform the work on your behalf. So it will be like you are hiring a manager, but you will remain the original owner of your domain. But in first option, you will not will be the only owner. Okay, you are actually giving full access to some other person. So this is the basic difference. So AXFR would help you with this, right? So in order to get DNS information about your target, we will going to use a command dnsenum. Okay, so dnsenum, then the name of the website like something.com. Okay, so we are targeting this website by using this command in order to get DNS information about our target. So let's see how to do this. Here in Kali, you will see that we have used Dimitri tool against google.com. Okay, so we have got some results like the domain names with their associated IP addresses. Then we have email information for google.com, right? And at last we have port numbers. So it says port number 80 is open in google.com, right? And in total it has scanned 150 ports, right? And the scan is completed now. So port number 80 is used to send and receive unencrypted web pages, right? Because it is used by HTTP protocol, that is hypertext transfer protocol, whose main job is to send and receive unencrypted web pages, right? Because if we are using any kind of encryption like SSL, then it could be HTTPS instead of HTTP, right? So here in google.com only one port is open. Now the number of ports open depends on your target, what kind of target you are choosing, right? So I am using google.com here. You may try on any website you want. right? So let's see how to use DNSNM command. Now let's try DNSNM on google.com. So DNSNM google.com. Okay, so here you can see the information about name servers, that is ns1.google.com, then ns3, ns2, ns4. Now what are these? What are name servers? See, it's like Google is using a lot of servers, right, to handle its load. So suppose on this server it's getting a lot of traffic, okay, and this server was unable to handle that. So in that case it will transfer some request onto another server, okay, for load balancing, like that. Okay, so we have the IP addresses here. You can see A records, okay, so the format would be in IP address version 4, right? Here you can see the information about mail servers. See, so these are the details of the mail servers along with the IP address for that server. Okay, and here you can also see that DNSNM is not only providing us the information, it's also performing the brute force attack on google.com, okay, with this file dns.txt, and the path for this file is /user/share. See, this is the default path for this file. Okay, so what is brute force attack? See, brute force is like, let me show you. Suppose a file containing different characters or numbers, okay, let's say 1 and 2. Now if we perform brute force attack using this file containing only two numbers, so the attack would be either 1 or 2 or a combination of 1 2 or 2 1, like this. So brute force is like creating different possible combinations by using the characters mentioned in that file. Okay, so it's like trial and error method. It will create a combination of passwords using that file, and then it will check whether it's working or not on our target. Okay, and if the attack works, it will give us the password. So that, like, so by default DNSNM has a file dns.txt. Okay, so it's using that file in order to perform the DNS attack on AXFR zone. Okay, so this attack is basically performed on AXFR. Again you can see the A records for this domain, right? So admin.google.com. Okay, and still it will perform some other attacks as well. Okay, so it's a very useful tool, DNSNM, okay, which comes pre-built with Kali, and it's very easy to use. Just type DNSNM followed by the target name. Okay, you can target any website you want. Our topic is network mapping with Nmap. Okay, so Nmap is the best network mapper out there in the market. Now why Nmap? See, Nmap is free and open source, and it is available for both Linux and Windows. In Linux you will get it as a pre-built with Kali, but in Windows you have to download the setup from the internet and then you can install it and use it, right? But it is absolutely free and open source software. So Nmap is a network mapper which helps us to detect live host and services in a computer network by sending some random packets and analyzing the response received, right? And Nmap is among one of the top 5 hacking tools, right? So it is not an ordinary tool. So let's see how we can use Nmap. So in Kali, simply type Nmap, or let me type sudo. But before that, we have to check the IP address of our Kali Linux, which says 10.0.2.9. Let me show you one more operating system, which is the older version of Kali. Okay, so it's a separate virtual machine. Now let's check its IP as well. Okay, so we have got it. Now you have to check the gateway. For this we use route-n command, and here it is. So gateway is 10.0.2.1. Now let's use nmap space 10.0.2.1/8. See, here we are providing a range of IP address. Okay, it's not a single IP, it is actually the range of IP address which we want nmap to scan, right? And as you know, this is class A IP address, that's why we are using /8 here. Okay, if it was class B we will use 16, and if it was class C, like 192 dot something dot something dot something, right? If this was the IP address, which is the C class IP address, we will use /24 at the end. Okay, so we are assigning a range of IP address, not a single IP, to nmap to scan. Simply we have to use sudo power here, and now hit enter, assign the password, and it says starting nmap, right? Now it will going to take some time, and it will help us to find out the how many hosts are live in our network, what kind of ports and services running on it, what kind of operating system our target is running, right, etc. So all this information we can find out by using nmap. Now it will going to take some time, and till that let's come back to older version of Kali and let's see whether nmap is working here or not. So this time let's just do ping and scan, normal ping and scan over the same network. Okay, and let's see what kind of result we get. Okay, it's just the normal scan. We are asking nmap to just scan and ping this network, this computer network. Okay, okay, so let's wait for the result. Okay, here you can see the results of quick scan and ping. Here you can see that this is the default gateway, as we are using the NAT network, and here is the NIC, that is network interface card. So this is the name of this. Again, when we use NAT, this is the default gateway for that, okay, for that network, and you can see the same thing. And here you know that we have only two systems live right now. The one is 10.0.2.9, which is a newer version of Kali, and this one is this system which we are working on, right? And you can also see their MAC addresses. Okay, so this is the MAC address for this system, right? And this is the MAC address for our current system, okay, where we are working right now. And you can see the name of the company which has assigned the MAC address, okay, which has created this MAC address, which is right. So here we got the quick results. Now let's move to the Nmap complete scan. Okay, so still it's not completed, so let's wait for this. Okay, so here we have got some results. So let me first stop this. Okay, now here you can see some of the details, like Nmap port scan for 10.0.2.1, right? It says port 53 is in use, which is a TCP port. Okay, service type domain. This is the MAC address. This is the name. Again, we have another default gateway. Okay, see, we have two network options in VirtualBox. Okay, there are many, but let's focus on just two. The one is NAT, and the other is NAT network. Right now I am using NAT network, okay, which is using 10.0.2.1 as a default gateway. But when we switch to NAT, my gateway would be this. Okay, that's why you are able to see the same things in both of these, right? Okay, but as you can see, it says it doesn't found any port open here. because we are not using NAT, we are using NAT network. That's why port 53 is open on 10.0.2.1, which is our gateway, right? Now again, here we have find 10.0.2.15, which is the older version of Kali, and you can see that host is up. Okay, it has scanned the 1000 ports, but they are in ignored states. Okay, and this is the MAC address of Kali Linux, and this is the name of the network interface card, which says Oracle VirtualBox virtual network interface card. Okay, so we have got some information. I have stopped the process because it will going to take a lot of time, but it will also give you some more information, right? But for now, let's see what else can we do by using Nmap. Okay, so let's see what else can we do with Nmap. So this time we have two virtual machines running. The first is Kali Linux and the other is Windows 7. So first let's check the IP address of Windows 7. So IP config. Okay, so 10.0.2.8, and let's check whether we are able to ping it to Kali. Okay, it's 9. Okay, we are getting reply. So this time we are going to use nmap -ss space -a and then 10.0.2.8. okay, so -ss is for service, that is to scan services and ports, and -a is used to find out the operating system on your target machine, right? So to know the open ports and services and their operating system, we will use -ss along with -a. So let me give the password. Now it's scanning for these informations whatever we have asked from Nmap, and let's find out whether it will give us the correct information or not. So we have to wait as it is scanning that target system. Okay, it will actually try to get authentication as a guest user into our Windows 7, right? And then it will check for the operating system version, because sometimes it happens that Nmap will get multiple signals from the target operating system, so it will get confused and was unable to find out what kind of operating system your target is using, right? So let's see whether it will able to detect in our case or not. Okay, so we have got the results here. As you can see, it has completed the scan, and here are the results. So Nmap scan report for 10.0.2.8, it says host is up, and here are the port number. Okay, so these are the port numbers, state, that is port is open or closed, and if open, then what kind of service that system is using through this port. Okay, and this is the version of the service, right? So see how many details you have got from a single scan, right? So this much of information is here. Now here you can see it says running Microsoft Windows 7 2008 version. Okay, and we have got some more information, like it says host discovery, OS discovery, that is Windows 7 home basic version. Okay, so here you will get the complete detail of that version. Okay, and then we have other details like what is the name of the target PC. Okay, so this is the name over the network, then the net BIOS computer name, then the work group, system time, etc. See, it says we have used guest account. Authentication level is user. Okay, that is normal authentication. So it has tried as a guest on our target system. Okay, So, and also if you find that OS and service detection performed, and if you get any incorrect results, please report them to this. Okay, but for now there is no need to perform this, okay, as we know that the information we got is very much true, right? So this is another way of using Nmap. Okay, so when we are using Nmap, have you noticed one thing? Let me show you quickly. See, as we have performed this attack, you can see that Nmap has stuck on line number 1. Okay, okay, it says host is down for now. Alright, maybe it stopped working. So remember just one thing, whenever we perform this attack on anything, you can see that Nmap will always stuck on line number 1 and will not show you the further process. Okay, so how it's actually working, what kind of request it's sending, what kind of results it's getting as a response, we will not able to see that. We are not able to see the working of Nmap line by line. We are only able to see the end version of it, right? So in that case, what we can do is, for any command simply add -vv, that stands for verbose mode. Okay, it means show me every detail. Okay, whatever you are doing, whatever request you are sending, just show me that. Okay, and just show me the response as and when you will able to receive that. Okay, so we are asking Nmap to show whatever you are doing at the background. So for that we will use -vv. Okay, see, Nmap has a lot of options and will able to perform many kind of network operations, right? But for our course they are not required, so I am just covering the important ones, okay, which are important for this course. Because if you want to understand Nmap, a separate course can be made on it, right? And if you want to use the GUI version, that is graphical user interface version of Nmap, okay, which is mainly for Windows, then you will find it with the name Zenmap, okay, and not Nmap. It's called as Zenmap. So whenever you want to try to install Nmap for in the GUI format, you have to download Zenmap, okay. And in Kali we have Nmap as a pre-built tool, and if you are unable to find that, you can simply use it with apt-get and then install and then Nmap, right? This is the easiest way to get Nmap, right? And one more thing, you can also perform Nmap on any website like nmap something.com. okay, so just use Nmap followed by the name of the website, because if you are targeting a website, that website may be running on some server, and the server is a computer, okay, which has an operating system and which has its hardwares. So they are like just like other computers, right? But they are more powerful and with more feature rich, right? That's the only thing. So you can also perform Nmap on any website. You can also use the different options of Nmap like this on any website. Just replace the IP address with the website name, okay, and that's all. And Nmap will start performing its operations over that target, okay. In this video we are going to perform footprinting for websites, okay. So footprinting of websites. So the very first tool which we are going to use is what web, followed by the name of the website, okay. So for example, testphp.vulnweb.com, okay. So we are actually going to use what web because what web will test and tell us that what kind of technology is used on this website. Is there any JavaScript used, right? Which version of JavaScript or the language is used, and the details about their servers, etc. So let's find out what kind of information we are able to retrieve using what web. Okay, here you can see it says that Equinetics is the title, which is the art used on this website, okay. it is based on PHP and the version of PHP, right? The server, Nginx, right? Then we have other things as well, like ActiveX, Adobe Flash, okay, country is United States, then the email ID, right, HTTP server. So this is how we can get a lot of informations about our target website using WhatWeb. Okay, so we are just collecting the information, we are not performing any attack right now. Okay, so after WhatWeb we have Whois. Okay, there is also a website for Whois with a who.is. Okay, so either you can visit the website or you can use it right here on your terminal. So let's say Whois and followed by the name of the website, so vulnweb.com. So we are going to perform Whois on vulnweb.com. Okay, so let me scroll. Okay, so here we have a lot of informations, like you will get the details of the name servers, you will get the tech email, also the phone number, country, postal code, state, city, which means complete address, okay, from which this domain is registered. Okay, and this is the email ID for admin, this is the contact number for admin, right? Then there is email, fax, phone number, country, postal code, and so much information, right? So here is the domain name. Okay, so you will also see that when domain is purchased. Okay, so creation date is here, then when it was last updated, okay, and when this domain is going to expire, right? So you will able to see a lot of information using Whois. So we have learned WhatWeb and then Whois, and then let's see one more, which is Dub. Okay, so why to use this tool when we have WhatWeb and Whois? See, it would help us to find out some hidden files or folders on our target website. So Dub has its own word list, okay, containing many words, which it will going to search that with these names. If your target website have any folder or file, it will show us, right? So Dub, then the name of the target website, and at last the path of the word list. Okay, so this is the default path for the word list of Dub: /user/share/dub/wordlist/common.txt. You can also find common.txt. If you don't remember the path, simply type locate space common.txt and you will get it, right? But remember one thing, you will also get the other results if they also have the file containing the same name, right? So for now, let's hit enter. Okay, so it's not working, it says invalid URL format. Okay, so we have to apply HTTP here, we have to complete this. So HTTP, see, it says generated words. Now it will going to search for all the words which are present inside this common.txt file. Okay, and it will going to search for all those files on your target website, and if found, it will show us results here on the terminal, and if not, then we will not get any results. You can see here at the starting it has started searching for dot and then the file name, because using dot we can create a hidden file, right? So you can see it will going to try a lot of different words. Okay, so it will going to take some time. So for now, let me kill the process. So you have learned about WhatWeb, then Whois, and at last Dub, right?